All right, here it is, the SDS Models South Australian Railways 8300 type brake van. Now, the box is the sort of standard SDS style box with the info of the specific model on one end and the type of model on the other, in this case the SAR 8300 brake van. Now this one is shrink wrapped, so we'll go ahead and perform a quick little bit of surgery just delicately along the edges. There we go, that's our plastic off. Right, thankfully these boxes have the little finger grips either side. Some of them don't, you've really got to try and pry it apart, but luckily, hopefully we can just... Oh, yeah, she's a bit tight on there. But pry that one off. There it is in there. Now you can see it's got a bit of clear plastic over the top and then one of those soft plastic sheets wrapped around the model itself. So I like to take this out, it makes it a bit easier. Put the box aside for a second and then we can gently, so there's that clear plastic bit, and then we'll try and just grab it lightly from the ends. There we go. The SAR 8300. We'll put that one down for a moment. And we'll get that one set up on the tracks and have a look at it. All right, there she is, another superb release from SDS Models. Now, unfortunately, I don't have fancy cameras or lighting, so we're relying on the old iPhone and room lights. But that said, I should be able to point out some of the nice details to you. Now, of course, as you can see, you've got handrails fitted either side of the guard's door, as well as fitted as your handles for the sliding doors. It's important to note that on this model, the doors do not actually slide, but they are really nicely represented, as well as the vent detail on the doors. You've also got your handrails fitted on top of the roof, and in the periscopes either side there is clear plastic fitted, and a nice addition as well is the toilet vent on the far side. Adorning each end of this model are of course your steps for shunting. Now these are still fine, but they are made relatively sturdy, so you shouldn't easily snap them or knock them off. And as well, you do have your handrails in the appropriate places. It's a beautiful model, really. I've also grabbed myself one of the soft plastic inserts from the box because I'd love to show you the underside of this model, which will hopefully focus in frame. As you can see, you've got the steps either side for the guard doors, as well as all the brake piping, air cylinders and all that, and hidden away in the middle, the SDS Models and Made in China label. This is honestly fantastic. You've also got the semi-scale spoked wheels, and hopefully you can make out the spokes if I hold it at an angle like that. And that gives you a better idea of the end of the model there, with the handrails and shunters steps. A brief look at the background. In 1947 to 48, the South Australian Railways undertook a new style of steel construction for their latest 14 brake vans. The 8300 series of vans, which was to be 8300 to 8313, were built at the Islington Workshops and were designed to replace the older timber-style brake vans, which were approaching the end of their service life. These vans had 2 goods compartments and a working area for the guard that included a seat and desk, a stove and toilet facilities. There were also 2 roof-mounted periscopes within the guards section. Originally, these were finished in a regal red with a black roof. However, this was then simplified to regal red all over, and later some appeared in a white finish as well as the Australian national green and gold, and SDS has represented all of this variety in their latest release of brake vans. As we have a look at these brake vans from a few different angles, I just want to say that, in summary, I'm extremely happy with this release. SDS has blown us away again and again and set the standard higher and higher. The 800 class diesels were great, the 900 class diesels were excellent, the Stonehoppers were amazing, and now these brake vans are 10 levels above of what I could have possibly thought they would have been. Whether you model South Australian Railways, Australian National, or you have an interest in model railways, I'd recommend you add this to your collection. I've been Kane from Kane's Trains. Thank you very much for watching.